we have some exciting new stuff for new season, but before we hop in there, I guess we need to play some more spice till the end of this season, so here is an Incineroar video. Overall, this Pokemon is not that great unless you pair it up with some certain Pokemon, and today's team composition is absolutely great for letting Incineroar shine even more in Open Great League. So without any further ado now, cue the intro. Let's begin today's content with Tropius up in front, having Lantern as our safe switch, and of course Incineroar in between. So Abomasnow is a troublesome lead because of the fact that it is an ice type, which is pretty hurtful for my Tropius, the banana Pokemon, and of course my Lantern with its grass typing. So keeping that in mind, we need to sacrifice Tropius along the way, and as you can see here, Fire Fangs are still gonna do so much work on my opponent. So Skeleton is now on the switch, and we managed to catch the move on our Lantern. This can be kind of a game changer for us, because over here now we can absolutely survive the next move while we have avoided that in between matchup with Abomasnow facing our Lantern. So the Angerfish Pokemon is still gonna go for the Surf to finish off that weird looking clown face ghost type or whatever that is, and we have the Thunderbolt now for the Dugong. Look at that, absolutely wonderful lag in GBL. It would not be a go battle lag after all without any bit of lag in between. So here comes now Incineroar, able to deal massive damage on that Dugong, and I believe that they have just surrendered as well along the way, and to be fair, they stand no chance at all because Incineroar is looking pretty strong. So into the next battle now, and we're having Tropius up against Ninetales. Not the best lead ever, but not something that we cannot survive over here. I know that at some point they're gonna reach to that Weather Ball, so I will try to catch on my Lantern, but unfortunately that was not the case at all. My opponent knew better, able to overfarm and still reach to the Psyshock, and now switching out to their own Lantern. I like this play by my opponent because they're gonna bring us to a point that perhaps one Thunderbolt will do the trick here, so I'm just gonna take the move and let them go for it while they can easily farm down the process right afterwards. So Tropius now can return into the battle, and I am just glad that my opponent doesn't have the upper hand here with that Lantern over my Incineroar, so I can always rely on that Fire Starter for the end game. Leaf Blade now will be blocked, but the second one, let's see together trainers, because even if they block it here, we can still have the crazy shield advantage. Anyways, at the very end they have a Gligar. The battle is definitely not over yet, but I can already see myself in a very tough position because of how pushing that Pokemon can really be. Those aerial aces or the digs can absolutely destroy me down. We managed to block the dig. They think they can catch the move. This is not the case at all. Incineroar now for the win, the final flame charge to guarantee the victory against a very skillful trainer. Into the next battle now with Tropius facing a Stunfisk, another bad lead for us, and that's not that bad like the Abomasnow, but instead you can see that those Rock Slides are still gonna hurt our Tropius. This Pokemon can still hurt with a Rock Slide our classy Incineroar, or just go with the Earthquake and one-shot our whole backline in one move. I'm talking about crazy amount of damage from that Stunfisk towards our team. So anyways, I can see that I can survive the next Rock Slide while I can still go ahead and make them throw the remaining energy, so Tropius once again will be sacrificed for the greater good. Most of the times I have a very good safe switch on my teams, but with this team this is kinda of a lackluster, so I'm just gonna go ahead and sacrifice Tropius most of the times against bad leads. So over here now we're having Dugong on the switch, and of course Incineroar will just end victorious if we manage to block those drill runs. So in the process they can reach to another move, but I'm just gonna go all in on my Incinerate Pokemon Incineroar, not even Incinerate, and right after we have those flame charges to guarantee some shields out of the way. Another move is coming up, this time from the Chargeback with a discharge to finish us off, so Lantern now can easily go in and destroy down the remaining HP that they might be having. However, those Volt Switches are charging up super fast, so let's see what move they might have, because they just threw that discharge on my Incineroar, and perhaps they do not even have X-Scissor. So these battles are kinda low on the elo range, so that's why you might see some questionable plays, but still Incineroar is gonna put off the work no matter the elo, and we survive with one single HP to guarantee the victory up against a Dugong. Into the next battle now with a Hypno up in front. I really liked Hypno this season. It is looking pretty strong, pretty safe, not a lot of dark types around besides Umbreon and Mandipas, so with proper team building this Pokemon can really excel. So I really recommend to you if the season is not over for you already. So anyways, Leaf Blade now from Tropius, the Banana Land Pokemon, and we're having not the upper hand, but still we can block here kinda the lead advantage, the switch advantage. So at the back they have that Umbreon, and I immediately am thinking that they might be having either something like a Vigoroth or a Scrafty at the very end. So here comes now my Incineroar, because I know that we can survive pretty much anything they throw other than the last resort, but still we can resist those snarls, which means that at some point we can survive the next last resort as well. But we managed to catch the move here on our Lantern, and my opponent doesn't want to go ahead and switch out, which is kinda questionable, but still it all depends on what they might be having at the very end. So no fighter at the back, but instead the Raichu with that Brick Break to finish off our Lantern, I guess, but they can still not do this. So I'm just gonna throw the final surf here for some really nice damage output on that Raichu, and one flame charge later I feel very comfortable that I can easily farm down with those Farfangs not only the Raichu but also the Umbreon. So Incineroar, crazy damage from those fast attacks. Into the next battle now with the Trevenant up in front, and we're just gonna go crazy on that Pokemon, but of course one Shadow Ball might actually do the trick. The Banana Land Pokemon is just gonna keep going at it with the switch at that Lantern. What are you doing? What are you doing? Perhaps they had to sacrifice their Trevenant, but at the same time perhaps they want to make me switch out of here. I don't know. Anyways, here comes now the move. It is gonna be the Thunderbolt. I'm still pretty low as you can see, but my Leaf Blades are still coming up. Banana Land for the win, and of course that Leaf Blade is just gonna dominate this individual matchup with the Anglerfish Pokemon. So Trevenant now will just farm me down. I guess in the end it really paid off for my opponent, and whatever they throw here we can absolutely resist it. Absolutely awesome for us. Dugong now at the back, and of course my main way to go here is gonna be the Dark Pulse, not that Flame Charge, because I have a feeling that they can still finish me off after that. So here comes now the move. Let's see what it is. It is gonna be the Drill Run. We're not playing here, and of course Lantern will just be able to completely farm down. My opponent realizes that, and we're gonna take the victory no matter what. Into the next battle now, and let's see what they have to offer, because they just followed my switch out to our Lantern with their Clodsire. So Clodsire is always a troublesome Pokemon because it can one-shot me down almost with the Earthquake. So here it comes. Hopefully we can survive, and if they had Mudshot, things could have been much different because they could farm down, but with Poison Sting not that much. So here comes now another move. I decide to sacrifice a shield in the process, in a weird effort to try and flip around that bad lead that we have. So Surf here is just gonna take their own shield as well. So here comes now the switch out to that Dragonair, and you know what, I'm just gonna stay in here, because as it seems those Farfangs are not gonna be looking that great for me, since they are resisted by the Dragon typing, and at the same time we can apply some pressure with our moves. So with Dragonair now being super low, we can easily farm it down with the Farfangs. Let's see now what they might be having at the back, because Clodsire comes into the battle and they already have a move. I decide to take it, and yeah, indeed something that Earthquake, so down we go in the one shot. I don't know if we could have any chance at all, because they still had one more Pokemon on the back, but yeah, that was kind of a weird ending for us. Bomb us know right at the start of the video and right at the end as well. Let's see how this is gonna go, because once again we are sacrificing our Tropius. So this Pokemon is pretty troublesome. We have already said that, not only for our Tropius but also for the Lantern, but for Incineroar not so much. Now in the switch we are meeting up with Lantern, and we're gonna throw here our big move, the Dark Pulse, on that Pokemon, and right after they have the Kentucky Fried Chicken, which we can already destroy down with those moves. After that debuff on their end, it will just make our lives easier, and of course we have a couple of Thunderbolts for that Pokemon. I decided to block here, but this is an Incineroar video after all, and this is kind of a big bummer that I'm not gonna finish off this trainer with Incineroar, but still, here it is, trainers. Absolutely amazing for Open Great League that Incineroar is. So that is gonna be all for today, trainers. Thank you for watching and for sticking around till the end. Be sure to leave a like before you go, subscribe to the channel, and check any of these two videos that I have prepared for you. Till the next time, take care, trainers.